To find out what's going on in D Street chatter, Nimesh is with us to tell us exactly that. Nimesh, take it away.
Hi, Angelina. As rightly pointed out, Nifty is under pressure, so is the Nifty Bank, but it's a broader market which is relatively outperforming. So it looks like some bit of traction is back in the broader market stocks, especially in the mid-cap and small-cap, which have beaten down very sharply in the last many days and weeks. From a flow perspective, yes, there is selling pressure, but that's clearly the intensity is clearly reduced in the last couple of days, and so is the case today as well. So there is buying as well from some larger FIs in today's market. That's the overall feedback. From a sector perspective, autos have done well, and that's one space which is well bid today. Looks like the all eyes will be on the festive season demand, and if the demand picks up, you're going to see a bit of a upside reaction as well, because most of the stocks have given up in the recent days. So that's a space to watch from a trend point of view. I guess the other interesting point was some bit of volumes picking up in the PSU stocks. Remember, all the stocks are down 30-40%, and now you're seeing a bit of traction back. The volumes are on the higher side for the last couple of days, so it looks like some bit of traction is back in the cash PSU names as well. So that's one space which has stood out from a volume perspective. But clearly, the selling intensity has reduced from the larger FIs in the last couple of days, and so is the case today as well.
We really hope that it stays that way. It's not just that they're also taking a bit of a Diwali break, but one would really hope, the bulls would hope that it's coming to its end, that whole wave of FPI selling. Nimesh, what about stocks? What's interesting on your radar today?
Well, the first name is Laurus Labs. It keeps surprising on the upside. I mean, despite weak numbers quarter after quarter, the stock doesn't fall much. Today is marginally under pressure. There's a large block, 0.6% equity got changed hands. I understand one of the leading FI was a seller. So disclosure, if there is any, could be interesting in Laurus Labs today. So that's the first name. Second, couple of private bank names which continues to be under pressure. It's not reacting in the stocks, but there is selling is what I understand, both in AU Small Finance Bank and Indusind Bank. Remember, Indusind Bank last week was down 18% in a single day, and even after that, there is selling pressure. That shows that there is still supply coming in those banks like AU Small as well as in Indusind Bank. The third is LT Foods. After a long time, it looks like some interest is back. I understand there is delivery-based buying happening in LT Foods today at leading FIs, so that stands out for me. And the last is Varun Beverages. The company post the earnings did disclose about the QIP plans. It looks like it's pretty much on. Could happen early next week because the roadshows, I believe, has started. So watch out for a QIP in Varun Beverages. Some very large marquee investors are likely to invest, is what I understand, as far as the roadshow feedback is concerned on Varun Beverages.
It's interesting, Varun Beverages. Nimesh, Laurus Labs. It ran up 10%, I think 12% last few days, but nothing more, right? I mean, just as you said,
nothing more.
Mr. Chava promises. But
I know exactly. So the promoter keeps, the management keeps talking about growth to come back in the next quarter. I think it's been like 4 quarters now that the numbers have been disappointing. The street seems to be quite negative as well. If you look at the reports, virtually everybody has a sell call or underperform call. But the stock, surprisingly, surprises every quarter. After poor numbers, it goes up. So nothing much to talk about. Maybe if there is a disclosure today, because it's more than 0.5% equity, would be interesting to track who's been the seller in Laurus Labs today.
And who's bought also. MCX, Nimesh, and picking up anything? It was down 8% actually. Now down 6.5%.
Well, Prashant, there is a chatter in the markets for the last couple of days that maybe a large holder is looking to sell and fully exit. So that is maybe the reason why the street is a bit nervous. But I checked with a couple of large holders of MCX, especially the institutional holders, and nobody seems to have been sounded of a potential block. So there is a rumor of a large block and a large holder fully exiting, but not that the book has been shown to anybody. At least that's the feedback that I'm picking up from the buy side.
All right, Nimesh, thank you very much for that. So that's basically chatter from D Street with Nimesh.